nuclear explosion going on every time you boil some pasta, but like, when you boil something, it's already hot enough, and there's a range of where you can just keep it at that level. And I think Roman's a good example of like tribal chief type of hot level stayed around that for a good couple of years. But LA Knight was way more of a talking point 3 years ago than he is now. And if they were to try to put the belt on him now and expect that it would be just as much of a reaction, it's just not the same. So I think their mistake a lot of the times is waiting until it starts to cool down, and then they try to go like, maybe we could just give it a shot in the arm. And then when it doesn't end up reaching that fever pitch of what it was before, then they look at that as the person failed, as opposed to that they failed that person with that system. So I don't want them to do that with Braun. I don't want them to do that with, LA Knight. Like, I like LA Knight. I don't think he should necessarily be some, like, multi-time world champion right now, but Razor Ramon never won that title, and he should have, maybe, at some point. Razor Ramon never won that title, and he should have, maybe, at some point. And they have their favorites. They've got the people that they're interested in, and sometimes you gotta like look outside the box a little bit. Like, I'm a little bit worried about the Solo Sikoa babyface stuff, as like this seems to be going over pretty well with the crowd. Why not maybe like start heading towards he gets like an Intercontinental title run in the future or something? Or maybe like, I don't know, we could put some kind of belt on Solo. Maybe Solo and Jacob win the tag team titles off the Vision instead of just feuding with baby faces. Like that kind of, I don't know. But it does seem to me like, as far as like who they're interested in, if we could force them with a truth serum to say, who's hot, who's cold right now, it kind of feels like they would say that 80% of the roster's cold. That's not even including like NXT. NXT's another whole. If we get into NXT on the side of things, the Grayson Waller element of this whole thing, it's going to explode this discussion. But
like, as far as just the men's Raw side of it, I would say obviously Obafemi is your example of super duper hot. I'd argue some we haven't talked about yet, but is there anyone cooler right now, just ice cold, than Dom on the main roster? Because that's a guy who felt like he was being positioned for some big things. Like last year, he fought John Cena a couple times. I think he had 3 of Cena's 4 last matches. He did get hurt, and I understand that kind of forces things to cool off. But still, like, either he pissed somebody off, or at some point this year, Dragon Lee made somebody really happy because his stocks have just come through the ceiling, while Dom seems to be a pin eater again. And I don't love that.
Dom's a weird case. Something's going on there for sure. But he's I don't know, they're putting more attention on AAA than they've done, and he's the main champion of AAA.
For now.
But up until Triple Mania, probably. But they do kind of seem to be a little bit like punishing him. Do you get that kind of impression too, Callum? He's like sort of, I don't know, like maybe not punishing isn't the right word, but like something's a little up there, right?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, I feel like they see with Dom as someone who can just slot in anywhere they want it to, because he's a very malleable sort of guy, someone that you could put in, like, have this long Intercontinental Championship run, or someone that can slot down the card and be involved in this like comedy angle with Danhausen, because he is essentially The Miz. And that's what The Miz did throughout the majority of his like more mid-card level career. He could have a super long run as a somewhat credible Intercontinental champion, and then could just be thrown into some weird comedy angle the very next month or year, and no one really bats an eyelid, because that's the sort of person that's where they position him. That's why I kind of disagree with the assessments for like that they get someone like super hot and then they try and like, as you say, like either Edge or try to like harness that momentum, just try to keep it going for a little bit longer, and then they miss the boat. I think it's just a case that they just view people as you're at this level, and it takes a monumental change in audience perception or their own perception to do anything about it. I just think like they look at Obafemi and say, yes, you can be a main eventer, but then they'll look at someone like Dom and say, you can be this level. And then they'll look at LA Knight and say, yeah, you're at this level, but you'll never be this level. I mean, they would have done that with pretty much anybody. They would have done that with Daniel Bryan if it didn't become so abundantly obvious they had to change that and make him the main event guy. Because, you know, they were going to wander into WrestleMania 30 with have him wrestle Sheamus in the mid-card somewhere. So it's like they clearly have very set parameters for people. And you can only... I'd argue it's so much harder to go up than to go down.
Oh, yeah.
Because to go down, you only have to make 1-2 mistakes or be given 1 or 2 opportunities and not fulfill them to the level that they expected to, and then you'll never get back up there. Whereas, like, you need to constantly reinforce it, and you need to get the crowd behind you, you need to sell merch, you need to do all these other things, because there is such a set ceiling at the top. I mean, that's why we talk about it. I mean, you were sort of like mentioning things for, like, Solo Sikoa, like, why don't we give him a run with the mid-card title? The mid-card titles have just been handed to 2 other people, like literally like a week and a half ago.
Right.
Crowned new champions of both sides. You can't make everyone champion all the time. It's why I've always taken the start. Well, it's more in recent years as I've like grown up, older and stuff like that. It's like titles are not the indicator of who's hot and who's cold. It never is and never will be. It's always TV time. TV time is the biggest indicator of who is hot and who is cold. And by that logic, the hottest person in WWE right now is Danhausen.
I think we're going to say the hottest person right now is like Progressive or something like.
No,
since they're all advertisement. It's the.
Danhausen.
It was the fucking mascot that was out with Chad Gable, where they were like,
it was
Chad Gable's got a great moment, but here's like
A&W root beer. Chad Gable's got that dog in him.
Well, probably the hottest guy then in that regard is probably Triple H, because he starts every single pay-per-view or whatever and stuff like that as well. So but it's Danhausen.
Danhausen's hot right now, that's for sure. He would be on the hot list.
Yeah, because he has, I don't know whether the thing is, like, I know that stupid report going around about him, like, having, like, a dedicated slot on TV time, and then he didn't appear on TV at all last week, so that probably threw that out of the question, beyond SummerSlam, obviously. But yeah, it's more of a case of who is getting a lot of exposure on TV, whether they are, like, winning, they're losing, anything along those lines. It means that there is a vested interest with them. It's like, people that are hot right now are, you know, Chad Gable has gotten resurgence recently and he's appearing all the time. Penta has remained, like, I would say he's hot, but he's like remained at a certain level, and he pretty much he's never off TV unless he's injured. And so that's kind of it. Whereas then you
he's
look
going to
at
win that tournament too. Like, he's going to fight Roman. It's going to be him.
But then you look at people, when did the Creeds last do anything?
At all.
On a TV show. Yeah, at all. It's like...
The last thing that they did that I'm aware of was Julius appeared in a video package for Kendall Gray training for Lola Vice.
Yeah.
And that's like, well, that doesn't really count if it's like the last thing that Julio Credo did with Los Americanos Hermanos was to say Kendall Gray is great. So, yeah, while I agree that, like, Dominic Mysterio's stock has dropped recently, and, well, from at least a main roster WWE perspective, I would certainly say, like, he's by far away not the coldest person, I think, because there are loads of people on the roster across all things that just aren't doing anything and just seem to be just spinning their wheels until they get to be released. Like, now I guess I mean, they're still doing things with, like, the Bravo Americano and all that other stuff, but now that's, like, off the main roster. Like, you're not seeing Tyler Bate or Pete Dunne do anything.
When's the last time we saw Ilya Dragunov
Yeah,
really
where
do
is he?
anything significant? Yeah, and like,
Is he injured?
Version's gonna come. No, it doesn't say that he's injured. No.
They just don't give a shit. Kind of like the Jordan Grace thing, where it's just like, yeah, we just don't want to use this person.
Yeah. Because I look through like the rosters and just looking like from each side of things, just seeing like who's the people that are really just not doing anything on TV at all. And on the SmackDown side, it's Dragunov, because I can look through the list of everyone else and I can kind of remember just like going through like results and stuff like that of them doing something in the last couple of weeks, month or so, whereas Dragunov just doesn't appear to ever, or at least not in very recent times, be showing up at all. I mean, even like people like Angel and Berto are doing stuff in AAA, so at least they're getting involved. Whereas on the Raw side, it's probably the Creeds and maybe like Bait and Dunn as well, but at least they're probably doing stuff in AAA as well. So everyone else is at least appearing on TV. You can argue about their relative success at the moment and how over they are, but at least they're doing something. So, and there's just these 3 or 4 guys that are just sitting in catering, just been twiddling their thumbs for weeks on end.
Welcome back, guys. Everything Wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh! Today we are doing the highly anticipated, super iconic episode, Master of Magicians. Let's get into it.
This card is worthless! Now give me the 2 rarest cards in your dueling deck!
Bro, if his best card is trash, why would you think his second rarest card would be worth anything?
Oh, I've never seen a card that powerful.
For those keeping track at home, Kaiba has 3 on-screen wins. 1 against Joey, another against his computer, and now some random no-name. Why do we remember him being so hard?
No one messes with my little brother, especially with an Egyptian god card in my deck.
The first part of this line goes hard, but then you end that second part.
Not even Yugi will be able to defeat me.
Bro, haven't you learned anything? You can't rely on a specific win condition. This is one of Kaiba's biggest flaws. He builds his decks around these boss monsters and is so fixated on that being his only way to win.
So Obelisk the Tormentor has been played?
Yes.
Merrick's Goon Squad gets some updates faster than Kaiba's billion-dollar empire.
And we've identified the card's owner, Seto Kaiba. Of course.
Bro, I feel like you were gonna say, of course, to literally any name. I feel like this is just standard protocol to any Millennium Item user that isn't Yugi. Just act like nothing surprises you.
Of course.
Also, we got the Millennium Item here, glimmering, like it had something to do with it, but it don't.
She gave Kaiba that card to stop me.
There's a few other names that this could have also been true for. She could have given it to Yami, Pegasus, Shoddy, the Chaz, or kept it for herself.
She's been trying to stand in my way.
Trying? It sounds like she did successfully stop you from taking Obelisk.
Unlock the safe.
Why is there a safe inside of a tomb? Is this really the most effective method for protecting the Egyptian god monsters? 2, is that Millennium Rod actually doing anything here? Are you mind controlling him? Do you need to be? Can you not just open the safe yourself? Or is it that only he knows the code? Why would you not just force him to tell you the code and do it yourself? All this just seems so extra. Hold up, a 3-button code? That's just protecting the world from the most powerful power the world has ever known? Even Planet Duridia had better security than this.
There it is, the winged dragon of Ra.
Damn, slabbed and everything. If this were PSA, they'd come back in 9.
My Millennium Necklace warned me you would betray me, and indeed you have.
So I'm guessing we've all seen the show already. We already know what's happened. Did your necklace really need to warn you that this dude was bad news? Was killing your dad not a strong enough cue? Did this really need to get confirmed?
My destiny lies in the cards, the 3 Egyptian god cards.
I feel like Merrick could be doing a lot better job relaying this to his team. Because right now, they think it's just to collect the Dark Magician.
You're going to have to find the last card.
Wait, did he not have to find the other 2?
You use your Millennium Rod on your own flesh and blood, Merrick?
Bro, were you not there for this? How is it that you know the events from 5,000 years ago better than the events that happened just a few years ago?
I'll have to.
So, what happened? Did he just use the item on his sister? Did they just calmly go their separate ways? Was this flash purely for transitional purposes?
Ishizu knew if she gave Obelisk the Tormentor to Kaiba, he'd throw a tournament out of green.
I love that Kaiba's reputation in this world is so that someone who is literally a complete stranger can accurately know what would happen if he was presented with a powerful Duel Monsters card.
Power of the Pharaoh will be mine. First, I'll need to weaken the Pharaoh.
Wait, what? So your plan up till now was to weaken the Pharaoh? I'll be honest, I think we all thought you were trying to defeat the Pharaoh or kill him or something. If you're just trying to weaken him, I'm gonna say your best shot was when Yugi passed off the puzzle. If you had just kept that in your back pocket, or even smashed it and just kept the single piece, that might have been the better move here.
Shall I pay Kaiba a little visit?
Leave Kaiba to his game.
Wait, are you sure? You just said.
Once I have them all, the power of the Pharaoh will be mine.
I'm actually with Odeon. I think the best move here is to beat Kaiba, get the third god card, then put all three in your deck, pray you don't brick, and defeat the Pharaoh in one go.
Dispatch Arcana to take down Yugimoto.
Hold on, so you're not gonna do the smarter move and get in the third god card, which is exactly what you were setting out to do in the flashback earlier, and you're not, and now you're gonna enlist Arcana, who I think has a 0-0 record, by the way, into defeating Yami? I'm sure the sub gives more background to Arcana, but in the dub, it sounds like he's coming straight from the hospital. I'm not entirely sure this is the best move.
I'm gonna go down and see how Yugi and Joey are doing. Bye.
Yo, Tristan is a solid dude. The gang was goofing on him at the start of the arc, acting like he's just trying to flirt or get with Serenity. But I'm gonna submit this scene as evidence that he's just solid. He ain't flirting. He's checking in on both parties. He's doing his part. You literally cannot say one bad thing about Tristan.
That was an awesome duel, Joey.
I'm impressed by how much your dueling skills have improved.
Guys, he literally made 2 plays. One play was playing both dice cards, and the other was Roulette Spider.
I just hope that Joey can survive the tournament without his red eyes.
He just scooped a 1 sacrifice, 2400 attack monster with a killer effect. Trust me, bro, he's good.
Who are you?
Bro, come on. Could it be anyone else? This might as well be Team Rocket in disguise.
Enter here, Yugi.
Can we just duel? I know we had the Shadow Realm saw blades downstairs, but can we just do this with a puzzle on the line? Loser goes to the Shadow Realm. Has Yugi ever said no?
Duelist profile for Yugi Moto. Rarest card, Dark Magician.
This is so over the top. If Merrick and Arcana worried less about theatrics and more about side decking against Yugi, they could have actually won a round.
I've been waiting for you. You are not worthy of having me in your debt.
What the actual is happening? Also, isn't the hologram technology in this world super advanced? Why does this look like Star Wars?
All right, enough of these tricks.
Yami is literally Itachi's worst nightmare. This dude is straight immune to genjutsu.
I am the illusionist known as Arcana.
Damn, you got 2 copies of Dark Magician? So in the last episode, Seeker was trying to pick up a third?
And soon your favorite card will be dueling for me.
Why the does every villain think they're gonna steamroll Yami? Like they all act like they're gonna dog walk him. He's only lost once, and it wasn't a public match. From their perspective, he has a perfect record.
And soon your favorite card will be dueling for me.
Well, it looks like his favorite card is already dueling for you.
I know it must be hard to think of your favorite card in another duelist's deck.
I think this only rings true for Kaiba.
But this room's a little cramped, don't you think? Follow me.
This is the 3rd location we've led Yugi to. Can we start the duel?
Just who is it that you're working for, Arcana?
Bro, do you really not know? It could only be one person.
It's almost time to raise the curtain and start the show.
Okay, why does every line from this guy have to be a play on words? Also, while we're here, does Dark Magician really resemble a stage magician? Arcana is supposed to be this circus stage magician, and Dark Magician is a wizard. This is like comparing David Blaine to Dumbledore.
Not even Kaiba knows we're here.
Does this mean anything to anybody? Both in universe and for the viewers? This means nothing. We don't care. Stop.
Besides, you and I are a lot alike. We both play to win.
I feel like this is true for every character in the show.
No!
Bro, does this really make a difference? You're the motherfucking king of games. No one can beat you. You are the goat of goats. You know this. You have decimated every opponent, and when the stakes are the highest, your victory is always that much more brutal.
It's a dark energy disc, Yugi. One touch and your mind's banished to the Shadow Realm.
Can I just say, I would rather have my legs sawed off than my mind sent into purgatory.
I'm a man who's undefeated.
I'm not sure what your record is in the sub, but based on the dub context, you came straight from the circus. So we're looking at a 0-0 record. So yes, you're technically undefeated, but...
My Dark Magician.
First off, shout out to this artwork. Both versions are iconic as f***, so shout out to the design team. Great work. Second, is it really that beneficial to pull this card turn 1? Isn't this a dead draw? If you're gonna go through the effort of stacking your hand, at least get a card that will let you dump Dark Magician into the graveyard so you can special summon him. Or like try to sneak a cost down into your hand or soul exchange. Drawing Dark Magician and no support is completely f***ing pointless.
Learning how to draw any card anytime comes in very handy.
Has Merrick given Arcana any intel on Yami? Bro, you do know this is Yugi's specialty. I feel like if Merrick really wanted to f*** Yugi, instead of a mirror match, you should be sending in a duelist with some anti-Yugi strategy. Luckily, we get this later with the Mass Beast duel, but damn.
And since I trimmed my Dark Magician...
Yo, is that glow implying you have 3 Dark Magicians? So you're looking to scoop a 4th?
It showed up right on top when Yugi cut my deck.
So obviously this is bullshit. Number 1, you can't possibly know where he will cut. And 2, instead of trimming Dark Magician, why not just place him below where you're predicting he'll cut? Either way, it's total horseshit.
Once I have another monster on the field, I'll sacrifice them both to summon my all-powerful Dark Magician.
Okay, guys, let's recap. Seeker strategy, play heavy defense, blitz Exodia, 2-3 turns. Loomis and Umbra strategy, shut down all tribute summoning, lean into Kaiba's ego, and push Kaiba to be uncooperative and sabotage you. Strings / Merrick strategy, 5-card combo lockdown, overwhelm the Pharaoh with an Egyptian God card. Arcana strategy, normal summon Dark Magician.
Card destruction!
Not that! My plan is ruined!
Bro, I'm starting to feel like you're in way over your head.
Say farewell to the cards in your hand, Arcana.
I'm gonna ping this now. Yugi says Arcana's name a ridiculous amount of times.
When you believe in the heart of the cards, Arcana, you don't need to cheat.
True, but bro, admit it. You're kind of low-key cheating. We will set aside the puzzle for a second. Your opening hand had card destruction and brain control. And then your 1 Dark Magician copy was ready to go on your second set of 5 cards. Come on, man. This is next level cheating.
Now you'll see what happens when you have faith in your cards, Arcana.
I'm not sure that his lack of faith is what put him in this position, but rather his tunnel vision on a single strategy to win the duel.
That was just the opening act, Yugi!
Bro, you're saying this is just an opening act, like you did something and you're about to do more? I'm gonna say you didn't even have an act. You summoned a monster in face of defense position, and that's actually all you did. If that's your opening act, you're fucked. Y'all cannot end this on to be continued. Literally, Arcana hasn't done jack shit. There is no tension. He is completely cooked.
Listen, Yugi, I promised you a spectacle, and I never disappoint.
What do you mean you never disappoint? First off, you're losing, and by a large margin. Second, this is possibly your first match ever. Even if we look at your circus career, it sounds like your most recent performance went pretty rough. So by what estimation have you never disappointed?
Not only will I win, I'll take your precious Dark Magician from you and send you to mental oblivion!
Bro, I appreciate the confidence, but are you actually unaware of your opponent? Why do you and all of your buds think Yugi is an easy W?
I gave you a chance to save yourself, but you've left me with no choice. Prepare to lose it all, Arcana!
So, little Yugi, are you down with this? Cause this is starting to sound a lot like the Yami that almost unalived Kaiba.
I just don't understand what happened to Yugi.
Y'all, Yugi vanished into a tent. Why the f are you at the hot dog carts? You know magic is involved. You should be checking in with a Shizu.
No one will ever find us here, so you'll be alone when you lose it all!
Okay, so earlier, all your speeches were around how this is a big spectacle, the audience is waiting. Just a lot of it was around like this is a very public victory for you and a public defeat for Yugi. But now you're touting that this is private and that no one knows we're here. Which is it? I feel like the writers were trying to find out which angle made Arcana sound more evil, and they couldn't decide, so they just did both.
I've got to defend myself. This'll do. Mystic Tomato!
Can we all agree that Arcana has possibly the worst deck in Battle City? And yes, I'm including Rex Raptor and John Claude Magnum.
Take the bait, Yugi!
I summon Beta!
You've activated my trap! It takes a monster from each player and sends them to the graveyard. But in return, it brings back one monster.
Why did you need Yugi to summon a monster? Sounds like you could have done this with the already present Dark Magician on the field.
That will give me a second chance to annihilate you.
Damn, I was joking before, but is Dark Magician really your only win condition? Even Yugi has other boss cards. Dark Magician of Black Chaos, Blackluster Soldier, Buster Blader, Dark Paladin. Are you really only running Dark Magician?
I'm just following the orders of my master.
Enough secrets, Arcana.
Bro, do you really not know who he's working for? Second grade me knew we were talking about Merrick.
Once I was the greatest illusionist and magician since Harry Houdini.
I'm gonna say if that was really true, Yugi would already know ya, and the backstory you're telling us now would be public knowledge.
It was a routine escape trick.
Okay, so you're an escape artist? Why is so much of your dialogue around you being a sleight of hand magician? Also, everything you say is curtain, stage, curtain, stage. Isn't this street magic? But everything you're saying up to this point indicates you're a stage magician. Can we make up our minds?
But as Catherine looked on, something went horribly wrong.
Okay, it looks like the bomb was outside the cage, and you were inside. So I'm gonna guess that all the damage you took was just from the fall damage. Which honestly, in this world, with 0 fall damage, it's crazy you took any at all. But what's more surprising is that 100% of the damage happened to be on a very particular part of your face. Your chin and hair are amazingly intact, and your overall face structure is there. We know that because the bones in your face are able to support your mask.
But as Catherine looked on, something went horribly wrong.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, this was sabotage. Possibly from Catherine. Why was there a bomb set off to go at all? Oh, shit. So your entire body was injured, but everything healed just fine, minus a small piece of your face?
I drove her away, Yugi. I was a broken man.
Okay, so are we supposed to be taking these as facts, or just Arcana's interpretation of these events? So here are my theories. Either she rigged the bomb, or she never really loved him. Because, I mean, come on, his actions are totally justifiable. I am a little scared to say that, because I'm sure the sub people are going to come in here and tell me he actually did something horrible to her. But just to be clear, I'm just watching the dub here. Him, quote, like, acting crazy and, quote, driving her away is totally understandable. But the fact that she leaves him after this, I'm telling you, either she rigged the bomb and was trying to kill him and, like, you know, collect that money, or she never really loved him and was just in it for the fame.
My life was over until I met him.
Merrick's just out here scooping up f***ing anybody. This is a magician who's in between careers right now. What qualifications does he have to be a great duelist? Don't tell me it's just because Arcana is desperate. There's millions of desperate people in the world. What specifically makes Arcana a good candidate for the rare hunters? Would have made more sense to trick Mako, the world's best ocean duelist. And if he could beat Yugi, then Merrick would bring back Mako's dad. I mean, shit, if Merrick did his research, Mako is legit the closest Yugi has ever come to losing. While we're here, why is it that Merrick needs a broken person to duel Yugi? This doesn't make sense on a couple levels. One, Merrick shouldn't be sourcing broken people. This implies that the person is so broken and desperate, like they're easy to manipulate. But Merrick's whole superpower is mind controlling people. He should be pulling a Babidi. Don't go find broken people and try to turn them into duelists. Find the best duelists ever and make them work for you. Also, how does Merrick know about the wife or anything? He doesn't have mind reading powers. Lastly, when did this happen? Merrick's been offshore, or at least in Egypt up until very recently. Or actually, he's still possibly there. So when exactly did this happen?
If I could eliminate Yugi Moto for good, he'd help me win back Catherine.
Did you even try apologizing to her? I think a nice apology, some flowers, maybe you schedule a comeback tour, would smooth things over.
Merrick cares about no one except himself. He'll say and do anything to get what he wants.
Real quick, Yami, bro, can you not free Arcana? It's possible he's under a bit of a spell here. It just feels like you were so much more powerful in the last season. You forced Bakura, a Millennium item user, to switch places with himself against his will. Bakura even freed Bandit Keith from mind control with his ring. Why can't you mind crush him and free him from the evil within himself?
There are very few things you can count on, and even fewer people.
That's a very strange line coming from a person who is literally putting their faith into a stranger.
There she is, waiting for me, just like Merrick promised.
I'm gonna say, sometimes the censor moments are scarier than the actual ones. This is like the Joker not having a gun and killing people, and instead using laughing gas. Like, the laughing gas is way scarier. This scene is so f***ed up to me.
I have to destroy Yugi, then we can be together forever.
Or until I f*** up another magic trick.
You're a fool to trust in him. You should be placing your trust in yourself and in your cards, Arcana.
I'm gonna say that's like the least of this dude's worries.
You rely on tricks and illusions to win.
Tricks and illusions? Sure, he shaded the single card. I guess that was the trick, but what's the illusion?
Instead of believing in your deck, that will be your downfall.
So his downfall is gonna be that he's 0-0 going up against the king of motherfucking games with a near perfect record, with the single game plan of summoning Dark Magician.
They're just cards, Yugi, and nothing more.
That is your problem.
This is such a huge pivot. The whole thing up to this point has been about backstory and Merrick. Now we're taking a hard turn into disrespecting cards. This is basically a more extreme version of the lecture we already heard against Rebecca.
That will be your downfall. You depend on your Dark Magician to bail you out.
If that's what you heard, then you got terrible information. So in order, the cards that have bailed Yugi out are Exodia, Summon Skull, Soldier of Stone, Kaiba's Blue Eyes, yes, Dark Magician, Catapult Turtle plus Dragon Champion, Black Skull Dragon, fucking Celtic Guardian, DLS, Black Skull Dragon, again, Magician of Black Chaos, and most recently, a combination of Chain Destruction plus a boosted Alpha Magna Warrior. I'm gonna say up to this point, Dark Magician has not really been the go-to win condition for Yugi.
If Yugi is dueling someone who doesn't want me watching...
Did we ever get a reason for this? Why does Merrick care? Why do we care? Any answer? No? Okay.
Search for every computer network in Battle City that is compatible.
Who are these dots? What interest would anyone have with being compatible with Kaiba's dual disc system? Also, didn't this system go public like 2 days ago? How is this even possible?
I'll hit the streets.
Based on how fast these dots are vanishing, I think we're gonna find them in like 3 seconds. Maybe just sit tight.
I'll hit the streets.
Is going after them really the best idea if they're refusing to identify themselves? Isn't that potentially dangerous? I feel like you should be at least carrying a Blue Eyes White Dragon, just in case you run into trouble. This is literally the calmest, most patient version of Seto. I feel like he's sitting here thinking who he could possibly blame for this massive oversight.
I place one card face down. Ready for the Shadow Realm?
Bro, you have negative aura right now. There is no ready for the Shadow Realm. You haven't dealt any damage. You have shown us no plan besides summoning Dark Magician and praying for the best. Please do something, like anything, before you try taunting again.
This trap card will counter the darkness of your magic card and spare my monster.
Beckon to the Dark was a decoy to get you to waste your trap card.
It's not really a decoy. I know you're trying to sound like you have the upper hand or whatever, but more accurately described, you just set 2 traps.
Dark Magician, attack Yugi's life points directly. This is turning into quite the performance.
Yes, after 33 minutes, you finally got off an attack.
If I can't free my Dark Magician, Arcana's got me.
Bro, what? Did you side out all of your boss cards? You have so many answers. Is Mokuba really just blindly running through the streets? There's no reason. Number 1, wait for the location confirmation. 2, you have limo drivers. Or at least a fucking moped or a scooter. You're rich, bro. Act like it. Running is for poor people. Right, Chaz?
But once I've destroyed you, I'll have no more use for them anyway.
Bro, chill. You've already gone to the graveyard like 2 times this duel.
In battle, monsters respond best to fear.
What the are you saying? Also, how the does this logic apply to an Egyptian god card? This line is so dumb, and it's like the 3rd character pivot for Arcana.
You will never command their respect with kindness and trust. Look what happened to your favorite card.
Is this really the result of kindness and trust, or a trap card with no counter?
It's my show, and my Dark Magician knows that I am his master.
I swear, they just threw all this in here just so when Arcana loses, we don't feel so bad for him. The backstory was so dark, he's a victim, you have sympathy, but now they're hitting us over the head with this. You just want him to die. Not because of what he's saying is bad, but just because you want him to shut the up.
Extract the soul of my Dark Magician!
Stop now. This duel has gone way too far.
First off, why didn't you say this when Doll of Demise's soul was being sucked? 2, bro, you fucking catapult monsters all the time without care. Plus, you literally self-destruct millions of Karibos. You can't have it both ways, dude.
Fire the ectoplasm!
Ah! My Dark Magician! It looks like your plan to destroy me backfired. You're so busy disrespecting your cards, Arcana.
Arcana in real time is learning what actually makes Yugi invincible.
Waiting to send you to the Shadow Realm.
So let's go ahead and pause. We can see 70% of this dude's face. I'm starting to think he actually has 0 scarring, and it's all in his head. And maybe even the girlfriend. Like, everything is in his head. Him being as famous as Houdini, like, all of it was just in his head the whole time. Shit, that would be dark.
This trap card makes the number of monsters you have on the field equal to the number I have.
Let's go ahead and mark this as the first good play from Arcana.
Thanks to this, the Dark Magic Curtain!
Yo, if you're building a deck with the sole purpose of defeating another Dark Magician deck, why the would you side in Dark Magician Curtain?
Yugi, there's no way you can win. My dueling deck was put together specifically to counter your strength.
Bro, how does this counter Yugi's deck? Maybe if you had some anti-dark monsters or anti-spell, but 2 Dark Magicians is not a counter to Yugi. You got such bad information, bro.
Just in case you're counting on your 2 face-down cards to rescue you, I will take the liberty of wiping them out with my anti-magic arrows.
All right, this is actually a legit tech against Yugi. You're getting up a spell to destroy 2 of his back row. This actually gives you card advantage. You're +1. Nice work.
What's going on? My Dark Magic Curtain is working for you?
Why is this triggering now and not 5 minutes ago when it was played?
And just like you now play, Dark Magician.
I was told you only had 1 Dark Magician.
Well, you're partially right, but mostly misinformed.
Is that the same?
He must be trapped.
Then we gotta bust in there and rescue him.
Yo, nobody kicks into action faster than Tristan Timothy Taylor. Let's go.
It was your disrespect of your own Dark Magicians that caused you to lose this duel.
Maybe, but I'll also say it's his inexperience and not knowing ectoplasm, Dark Magician Curtain, or Dark Magician Girl's full effects.
Ah! Someone help me! A real magician always has one more trick up his sleeve, like a spare key.
Bro, what the actual Why are you waiting until the last second to do this? I'd have done this the moment he summoned Dark Magician Girl.
Where's your magic now, fool?
Where'd it go?
Bro, this is low-key terrifying. Not even low-key. This is high-key terrifying. It's possible the censored version is scarier than the uncensored. Don't quote me on that, but dude, this shit is nuts.
Hold on!
Wait, so does the key exist or not? Because it sounded like it didn't, and then he dropped it, and then Yugi picked it up. What the is happening?
Not even a cheat like you deserves to go to the Shadow Realm.
Cheat? Are we still talking about the Shaved Dark Magician card at the beginning of the duel? I thought we were mad at him for disrespecting the cards. So is it that he disrespects the cards, or is that he's a cheat?
I'm coming! Oh, please! My darling, what's going on?
Bro, this shit is fucking nightmare fuel.
Arcana, are you going to be all right?
Bro, dude, no, bro. He is way past fucking are you gonna be all right? This guy could have round-the-clock professional psychiatrists. He ain't coming back. He is so far gone.
Never get your greedy hands on my puzzle! I promise you, by the sands of Egypt, the Pharaoh's power will be mine!
You say as you lost to Yugi for a third time?
You all right, buddy?
We're here!
Hey, guys!
You're okay!
I know we haven't gotten to this part yet, but why is it that later we're gonna rush Bakura off to the hospital when he's possibly slightly concussed, but an unconscious Arcana who is definitely going through some shit, they could not give a about him. Everyone's calm, just hanging out, no urgency, no rush to the hospital. They don't give a
How will you get Obelisk from Kaiba? That's a simple task.
Are you sure? Because you've been saying Yugi's gonna be a simple duel too, and right now you're 0-3.
Once Yugi is taken care of, I'll strip Kaiba of his Egyptian god card.
Bro, I still feel like you got the order backwards. Maybe go for Kaiba first and then Yugi. And that would let you possibly use all the god cards against him.
Keep an eye on those friends of his. I don't want them getting in my way.
Okay, besides Tristan, do any of them actually have the ability to stand in your way?
And keep an eye on those friends of his. They may prove to be quite useful to me. In the meantime, I'll use the quiet one to crush Yugimoto in a duel.
What? So you're saying you'll use the quiet one to beat Yugi, but just in case that doesn't work, let's keep tabs on the friends, because I might fail again, and we'll need a plan E.
The entire world will kneel at my feet. No one will be able to stop me.
Real quick, can't you pretty much rule the world the way you are right now? Or at least rule Egypt? Can't you just mind control Egypt and be happy? Yugi wouldn't even know. I feel like you're Jafar. You already have all this power, but for some reason you think you need more. Just be happy with what you got, bro. You got the rod. You got the 2 god cards. Life is pretty good for Merrick right now. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. That was everything wrong with Master of Magicians. Up next, I believe we got the Joey v. Weevil duel. Yeah, so please stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you guys so much.
Watch baseball all season long. Catch the action live with game day features like Stats View and more from the best seat in the house. YouTube TV. Try it free. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
So if we look at the men's, like the women's division, I think can be a whole nother discussion to get into on it itself. But if we stay on the men's for now, if I look at the Raw roster, there is I think that there's a definitive kind of tier setup going on. Like Akira Tozawa and Otis. Otis, I guess, is injured or something. I don't know for sure about Otis, but I think he's injured. Tozawa's doing the stuff with the vision, so but he's in an enhancement talent role, so he's not going to be getting massive wins. Dawkins is out because of Montez Ford and Bianca Belair having their child and all, and they don't want to use Dawkins as a singles guy, so, excusable absence. We got Division. They're nowhere near as hot as what they used to be or what they planned on, but they're still being, a focal point. Cass has just started back up, so he doesn't really count. He's just doing the let's heat him up side of it. You're definitely right about the Americanos. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, they've given up on them. Pete Dunne is basically they've already reached the point where they have him producing. So he's
been doing that for years at this point.
And it's that's all he's doing is producing, it seems.
Which is crazy because he's younger than all of us.
Right. He's what, 24 or some shit? Some kind of ridiculous level. And they're just kind of wow, you're the next William Regal behind the scenes. And man, this guy might want to actually have a career still, but okay, fine. And then Bronson Reed's injured. You can't really count him. Cruz Del Toro and Joaquin Wilde are just in AAA. AAA is very weird. AAA is very much I want Drake Moreau here, and he's going to be my Kane. And, if you're not doing anything with Carmen Petrovic and Evolve, I'll put her in Los Paris Del Mal and all this. It's all kind of crazy. It's a little bit weird that they've cooled off, it seems, on Ethan Page. He hasn't really done anything for the past, like, couple weeks or so. Rusev was just, like, his guy Friday for a little bit, and they're not doing anything to fight for, like, tag team titles. They're not a focal point right now for the Intercontinental title because they're doing this whole thing with, you know, Chad Gable's just building up a little bit of steam, and Big Cass is in the mix, and Javon, they've kind of given up a little bit of, like, not putting him at the forefront. War Raiders they're just fucking in AAA and in SmackDown, so I don't know what's happening there. Waller's on
Good
NXT.
for them, you know.
It's better for them than
Good for them.
Yeah. JD McDonough is a guy that they seem to like a lot to use, but not to actually push. It's basically the Raw roster. I mean, Rollins is like MIA, but he was just in the title shot. So.
And I'll just touch on this real quick because I did a whole piece on the Wrestling Apologist about, hey, what can Rollins do now? Assuming Rollins is a workhorse, you know, like maybe he'll take this chance to put over someone new, maybe an Ethan Page or an Ofemi or even a Javon. And it's like, okay, Rollins is probably just going to be the guy who is just on the shelf until it's time to build the Survivor Series. And that also sucks because Callum is right. The biggest indicator of who's hot is TV time, but they also openly tell you that TV time and in-ring time, if you're a top star, you shouldn't really be on TV every week, right? Like, that's the whole thing. That's why they have Liv Morgan openly being like, haha, yeah, I'm too good to wrestle. And it's strange, but like that is the new strategy.
That Simpsons thing of whenever Poochie's not on screen, somebody should be asking, where's Poochie? Like, Roman isn't going to pop up on Raw every week, but he's our main character, so we should still make the story revolve around Roman, and then we can advertise that Roman gets to return next week, and then the whole episode of Raw next week is going to be like, oh man, Roman's gonna be here for an hour and a half of like, remember, we can talk about Roman. And then when he shows up, Roman's here. He's here for his promo. He does 2 of these a month, like that kind of thing. But you're right, like, the TV time thing is definitely a major factor because whether you win or you lose, you still can get some wins. And like, Sami Zayn is losing right now, but he is very clearly a focal point. And, I mean, that's his character right now, is like he's losing and he's crashing out over it. And it's weird. SmackDown's more interesting for the title scene right now because they seem to just be like throwing everything at a wall. Like, technically speaking, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn and Gunther and Nick Aldis and Kevin Owens and Finn Balor and Randy Orton are all in the title hunt. It's a lot.
Which, like, for me, for my personal interest in wrestling, that's the way I like my scene. I like my championship scene completely packed. I like the idea that you can literally go with, well, Randy screwed over Cody, but Punk's also mad at Randy, but there's still the lingering WrestleMania match between Randy and Kevin, and Gunther hasn't gotten a one-on-one title shot yet, and Sami Zayn's been screwed. I like that more than anything they're doing on Raw.
Me too. Is that kind of where you're speaking to, Callum?
Oh yeah, I mean that's one of the big things that I've praised AEW for this year is how they've got multiple people involved in the title picture throughout the year. Like that's what you should be doing. You should be making your world title, and that doesn't just probably apply to the men's one as well. I know we're going to the women's soon. You should be making your world titles the focal point of everything that you're talking about, and everyone should be interested in those titles, even if they're pursuing other belts. That should be, that should be the main thing that you're driving interest in, and they have done a good job of that. It's just the issue being that it's always the same people, pretty much.
4 things you should know if you want to change your name after marriage. 1. Did you know GovPlus is the only way to change your name on your social security card, passport, postal address, and more all at the same time? 2. GovPlus notifies all government agencies of your name change, then updates and sends your documents right to your doorstep. Social security card, passport, updated on your mail, and much more. 3. Before GovPlus, you would have had to do each document one at a time. 4. GovPlus can help you with other documents like applying or renewing a passport or TSA PreCheck, getting a birth certificate, or even updating your address. I highly recommend checking out GovPlus. They saved me so much time and money. Their reviews speak for themselves. See the magic for yourself today.
Well,
go ahead.
And I was just saying, like, I think this is a much better starting point than what's going on before, which is literally just, I don't know, it's Cody and someone, and it's Roman and some, like, I hope they keep this momentum from now through Mania.
Me too, because it also gives them more options of what to do when it comes to Mania if they end up having some kind of injury stuff. Because if you do, like, it's very clear we're going to do Cody and Punk, then one of them gets injured, at least you've got, okay, there's a built-in thing with this person and that person, and, you can, not that it would be something that I would book, but, like, let's say you get to February and Punk is injured. Okay, well, you can put the belt on Randy, and he could fight Cody, or he could fight Kevin, or they could do a triple threat, or they could do, Finn Balor finally gets the big push that everybody's kind of hoping for because he's, like, hovering around there, or, Sami Zayn can win Money in the Bank. And then it's like, all right, Sami Zayn's got this opportunity that at any moment he can cash in, and he's a very, like, heel weasel type of character that thinks that he's getting screwed over and all that, and we can, at any moment, Sami Zayn can do that. Or where the hell's Drew McIntyre for that matter? Oh wait, he's filming Highlander, right? I think that's where he's MIA. They might still be filming that.
I think he got, like, an immediate movie role after Highlander.
He might bounce from the one to the other.
And then I think that just finished.
At some point, I'm going to have to check out that movie because Highlander #1's ridiculous. So. Never saw the other ones. I don't know if you leave a comment below if you think I should bother to watch the other Highlander.
I only ever saw the one with Edge in it, and, like,
there's Edges in one of them.
Yeah, he's in, like, he's like a brief cameo in one of the Highlander movies. Huh. Like, I'm talking, like, real young, like when he just getting started in WWE.
Oh, wow. Yeah, did not know that. But yeah, they have and there's tiers to things, somebody could be really hot, but they're in the mid card. Somebody could be really hot, but they're in the tag team division, that kind of thing. But generally speaking, like, all right, they know that they got something with Trick Williams here. He dropped the belt to Baron Corbin. A lot of people immediately go straight to any time that somebody doesn't win something, they're immediately being buried, which is ridiculous. And it's like, Trick's not being buried. He lost to a guy that's bigger than him that is making his comeback, and, maybe Trick wins Money in the Bank, and this sets him up for that. But, like, as far as, like, people that are ice cold, man, Ricky Saints, that's not working out, man.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Tony fumbled now.
Yeah, it's kind of. He had, like, 3 matches on SmackDown, and they've already decided that, like, you're in the main event scene, and we don't mean the main event of SmackDown. You're in main event.
That'd be an awesome way to tell someone to go, hey, you're in the main. Hey, guess what? You're in the main event picture. Really? That's not what I had in mind.
There's 3 main events. They're like, you're in the main event. Oh, the main event of the pay-per-view? No. You mean
you're in the main event of main event.
You mean I'm gonna be on main event? And they're like, no, you're gonna lose to main event Jey Uso. Yeah, Ricky Saints is a guy that, like, as far as the hot or cold is, like, man, he's not even lukewarm right now. He might as well be injured, and he would be probably better off right for his career. Because then at least then you could make a comeback and be like, oh, okay, well, he had an excuse to not be around. He's doing a little bit more than Dragunov is, but
when he was first getting on SmackDown and getting pushed, I was like, okay, I could see him parlaying this into a Money in the Bank potentially. Right now, I don't see that. I don't think it's over for him
in that.
I think he'll be in it. But, it depends on how many slots.
They typically have, I think,
6 to 8, maybe.
It's somewhere between 6 and 8. I don't remember exactly how many they had last year, but it was. Maybe I should check my Money in the Bank statistics page to see how this usually is. It's somewhere around that range, and when I look at
Money in the Bank's in October, the Rumble's in February. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Time's relative. I don't see him. He's exactly the type of guy that I could picture, depending on all the injuries and anything that comes along the way that we are unaware of right now. You would assume that the way that they tend to do these things lately is that they usually do like triple threats and fatal four ways to determine who qualifies for things because they like having people involved that don't take pins. I could see it being like, we're having a Money in the Bank ladder match qualifier, and we're going to do 4 people on SmackDown and 4 people on Raw. And, that's a good way to 4 people on there, and you do at least 2 people per match for the qualifiers. You can get a triple threat out of that, I think. And I can see Ricky Saints being one of the guys that competes in a triple threat and takes the pinfall. So it's like, qualifying for the Money in the Bank is going to be Trick Williams versus Carmelo versus Ricky Saints. We're going to just redo that thing again, and Trick pins. Ricky. I don't think there's a chance Ricky Saints is fighting for that briefcase. Kind of the same as, like, as much as I hate to admit it, I love Johnny Gargano. I mean, the dude's been laying down on a crate for 7 months.
It literally was a trending topic on Twitter, and he even tweeted out the picture of it trending, that he's been planking on the bench for like 6 months already. Ciampa, meanwhile, has held championships, wrestled in these bloody matches, and he's still being depressed over the fact that Ciampa left. I mean, the Machine Guns were there trying to help him, and they're gone now. It's very strange that they're still doing this with him, but they keep involving him in the Sammy thing. Which keeps making me wonder, like, are they stringing the carrot along? Like, no, you're going to be in the Sammy thing. Like, it'll all eventually work out.
Gargano's going to just, like, flip out, and then it'll be like, Johnny Wrestling's back, motherfucker. Like, that kind of,
Right, like, what's the payoff there? I don't know. I don't understand why they do these things with people that they know are talented and just choose to be like, oh no, it'll be funnier if you lay on a crate backstage for 6 months. There's no character development there. He's not, doing new facial expressions, making new noises. As stupid as that is, like, you hear the stories of creative being like, well, put a mask on him so he's forced to work on his body language. Like, you're not doing anything with Johnny Gargano. You're just having him be depressed. What's the payoff there?
As I'm looking through this SmackDown roster now, here's another person that I think is worth chatting about. When you get the idea of something becomes hot and then they just want to, like, not necessarily go with it. They've pigeonholed somebody into a spot. I forget how you worded it earlier, Callum, about like with you're in this role that we see you or something. A guy that like for a very short window was like, this could explode, and they very vehemently said, we don't fucking want it to. Like, no, this is not going to go from D tier to A minus. We're going to let this at most simmer at C. Is Kit Wilson. That new entrance theme concept for like 3 weeks was like, people were like, this is fucking fun. Let's do something with this. And they very quickly were like, oh, you like the entrance? He's not going to come out for the next couple of weeks. We're going to only have him in backstage things that do not trigger his entrance theme. And it was like, that's the fucking, why are you not doing the thing? You're punishing people for being a fan of the thing? And then, why reset? And that's where I get in my whole, like, I kind of feel like sometimes they offset something out of spite to be like, that wasn't our plan, so fuck you, we won't let it happen. And what's Kit Wilson doing now? He's not even doing anything with The Miz as much.
Miz came back by being literally on the SummerSlam, like a broadcaster on the SummerSlam pre-show, where he was joking about it. He's like, are you not going to at least let me talk about the fact that I was a vegetable for, for a month? Like, it's very strange.
Nakamura is a new guy that they're trying to reheat. He's got a whole thing going on.
They circled back around to Nakamura is just going to feud with the MFTs. And he's bringing someone in to fight alongside him, which is either, I'm assuming it's Takahashi, that they're going to let him skip NXT.
Kind of what I'm thinking too. What about you, Callum?
I assume so, because that's the... I have seen the clips, so I know enough about it, but I can't really see anybody else that would make sense from, like, someone from his past or someone that would relate to him that hasn't been there for a while.
It would be fucking hilarious if it's like, I'm bringing in somebody, this person's going to be my tag team partner, he and I are warriors, whatever. It's Rick Boogs. He just comes back and he's just like, kind of like, okay. He's had some weird random partners.
You'll know if by next week they change warriors to gladiators.
Yeah. He's the one that's going to get Enzo.
What if it's Avery Styles?
Well, then he's not going to help set up the ring, right?
First?
Yeah. How would you guys classify Finn Balor? What's his, like, how hot is he right now?
When I first get to work, I'll clock in, check out my scanner, I'll log the scanner in. I just go from slide to slide wherever's busiest. I grab the boxes, I'll scan it, and I'll properly load it in the container. I'll handle around 1,000 packages a night, up to 50 pounds each. Sometimes I'll work with another team member. If a package is over 50 pounds, I'll get someone to help me. The package handler role is a part-time job, but a great way to get your foot in the door to move up at FedEx. Some of the benefits are tuition reimbursement, career advancement opportunities, and weekly pay direct deposit. My favorite part is the fast-paced environment. Time really flies by when I'm here.
Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about jobs at FedEx, click here. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more cool videos just like this one. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.
Find buzzer beaters and cliffhangers in one place. Get 100 plus channels of movies, TV, and live sports. YouTube TV. Try it free. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
I mean, he looks better than most men his age. I'd say he's pretty hot.
He always did pretty well in the tournament.
Look, Balor's always just there, and it's not like a bad thing. Yeah, that's just what he does. Whether he's like, I can't say like he's more over now than he was well, certainly not like a decade ago, but like, you know, doing stuff for the Judgment Day. He was just kind of like a guy in the Judgment Day. And now he's just a guy on SmackDown doing his own thing. It's like, that's just where Finn Balor is now. You know, might get a United States title run at some point, might form a tag team with someone and go for the tag team championships, might, that's kind of just what his lot is. It's just, okay, we don't really have an idea of what to do things this right now. Let's just do this with Finn Balor.
Guide a slot into places rather than guide to create spaces for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, he could feud with Gunther, he could feud with Sammy. If they want him to lose to Baron Corbin, so Corbin looks a little better, they could do that. But they could just have him be like, all right, maybe he'll team with Nakamura if they need to do something. Or maybe he'll pick up where... Like, it'd be fun to see, like, I don't know, maybe dedicate a little bit of time to, like, Dragunov comes back and we get a Dragunov and Balor feud. Like, that could be something worth investing in. And WWE would probably be like, nah, I think we need 3 backstage segments where Damian Priest is mad at R-Truth. And you're like, okay, shit. Yeah, you like that story, we get that. Meanwhile, Matt Cardona's in catering just being like, I guess I'll be Zack Ryder if you want me to. If that'll give me more time. I think that there's still more that we could talk about on the men's division, but we haven't gotten anywhere into the women's yet. And that's another whole, like, there's so much to unpack there. We've talked about this before, obviously, over the past couple of months, but, like, in the concept of there's no replacement for Cody, there's no replacement for Roman, et cetera, they made it very abundantly clear this year. If there is not something specifically going on with 5 women or so, the whole women's division just falls apart. Like, not even just the main title scene. Everything crumbles. Somebody can get screen time and they can do, they're not going to not have anything for any of the women on any episodes or anything like that. But, like, Liv Morgan... Rhea Ripley, the fact that they don't have Bianca Belair right now and all, that gives them this feeling, I guess, of if we can't have Liv Morgan versus Stephanie McCurry and we can't have her against Becky Lynch, well, then we don't have anybody, and we would be better off if we just didn't bother than if we tried to build somebody else. Because it could have done something, not that it would have been the best thing in the world, but, like, it's not like Ivy Niles not sitting around injured. And they were like, no, we'd rather not use you than to try to push somebody. Natty's like, I am desperate for you to push me. I can do anything at any moment if you want me to do it. I'll be a heel, I'll be a face, I'll fart on camera, or whatever. And they're like, why don't you go fight somewhere else? And they're like, well, don't you have somebody that you need to have, like, Liv Morgan fight up against? And they're like, nah, we're good. If we can have Liv Morgan be on screen with Raquel and Roxanne in backstage segments, then we're fine. We don't need to have her fight anybody. Every once in a while, maybe we'll have her fight Io or something. But SmackDown's a mess with the women's division, and they have more people that they're not utilizing. Raw's a mess, other than we finally got 2 of those people back now, so now suddenly we have an actual title scene. State of the women's division is not great right now.
State of the women's division's not great right now, and I don't know how it improves consistently, because I think one of the biggest problems in the women's division is just, like, it seems like people are just cool with whatever. And that's probably a company problem, but, like, it does kind of feel like, yeah, sure, the title's not being defended, but it's fine, right? Like, because we have all these titles in play, and it's like, yeah, but they only matter if, each is being defended to the proper level, and then that's how you establish what the belts are. Like they had Tatum Paxley debut on SmackDown. She's going to be the third to Bliss and Flair. And great debut. It's perfectly with Bliss's character. But it's also like, you set that stage for, wow, she debuted in the main event of SmackDown. Is she ever going to be in the main event again? That sounds a lot more mean than I mean it to be, but like, are they going to put her in the main event again? Or is it just like, hey, you'll get this huge pop because you're an NXT call-up, and then, deal with whatever spot you get?
If you're a mom, then you know just how expensive it is to feed a house full of kids. Luckily, with Chime, you can get 5% cash back on groceries, which really adds up. Plus, you'll get fee-free banking. Every time I'm at checkout, I know I'm getting something back on things I'm already buying. And on top of that, you can grow your credit score by up to 70 points just by making your everyday purchases. I can treat my kids to their favorite snacks and feel good knowing I'm getting rewarded for it. Sign up now. You'll thank me later.
I want to see some consistent growth in the women's division. I mean, it doesn't help that apparently the interim champion is also injured.
That's something that's different from the last episode of the Hot Tags, all right? That's Chelsea Green. She wins the interim title because Rhea Ripley's injured long enough that they decide, fine, let's do an interim title. And she, on the first appearance from having that, gets a broken orbital bone. As far as I'm aware, that means she can't wrestle for like months. Because the broken nose thing, they've done like the mask before for her, and for Cody and from other people. Trish, I think, had it at some point, right? But like, I don't think you can wrestle with a broken orbital bone.
Did Ripley not wrestle with a broken orbital? When she did War Games and had that mask, wasn't that because...
Was that an orbital bone? I thought it was a broken nose. I don't know. I mean, I don't remember. I mean, Undertaker had his Phantom of the Opera mask thing.
Well, I wasn't gonna compare anyone to 1985 Undertaker because they don't let people do that now.
Yeah. But even that, I mean, like, the women's division on that front, like, talk about who's hot and who's cold, like, can you get any colder than what Julia is up to?
Yeah, I would say yes, because there's also Blake Monroe.
Blake, I don't consider the same.
Jordan Grace is in the same sort of...
Yeah, that's probably colder as well. It's probably colder than Blake, too.
I mean, Blake, I give a little bit of... They're just stalling to debut her. I don't think that this is like, okay, we've lost faith in her. I think that they don't want to pull the trigger on her winning the belt yet, and they're just kind of trying to milk the edging element of this whole thing a little bit more. But I think whatever they decide, I don't think it's helping, really. No. I think it's bad strategy.
It's hurting.
Because there's a lot of people that would only watch the main roster stuff that don't watch NXT, so have no idea who she is, other than the fact that she's just like started appearing and apparently chasing Tiffany Stratton for the title. They have no idea if she can wrestle or how good of a wrestler she is.
They haven't even seen her entrance. Like, she's supposed to get a new entrance.
Yeah, not seen, and really, like, she hasn't cut like an actual like proper promo. She's just been involved in backstage segments. Like, she's done like some little vignettes and things like that, but she's not really like cut a promo in front of the crowd or done anything like that. Like, people just have no idea who she is, and she's been appearing for, other than the only thing people know about her is that she's going after Tiffany Stratton and the Women's United States Championship. They don't know anything about her beyond that point. If you hadn't watched NXT, and even if you watched NXT, it's not like the greatest sample size of the stuff. And then if you watched AEW, you know a bit more about it, but It's
And if you watch AEW, you're probably either a fan who is upset by what they're doing, or you were a fan and now you're laughing because she left the company you enjoy and is getting treated like this.
I don't think it's anywhere near as bad, though, as Julia and Jordan Grace.
No,
and Kiana, for that matter, and some of the, I mean, like, Piper Niven's injured. We can't count her. B-Fab's B-Fab. She's never going to...
B-Fab's on TV every week.
Yeah, they're doing a...
She's enhancement, kind of like Kurosawa. Like, B-Fab's not going to be, like, a push scenario, but she's on TV all the time, and she gets, she and Michin are there for a support role. So
as far as I've seen, they win every single tag match they have.
They have been winning quite a bit of those, haven't they?
Yeah, I was going to say, B-Fab's doing great. What the hell is...
I say I do like the power rankings, so I think I really pay attention to his results, and they just keep beating Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green like a drum every single time they fight each other. So it's like, I think that they're definitely in a stronger position than a lot of people in the roster. Like
stronger than Candice, for instance.
Well, yeah, Candice, right, yeah, but she's just there to be, again, she's just taken on the role, as she has done perennially throughout her career, of Johnny Gargano's wife, and she has no other
really
character or trait beyond that point.
And literally, it's been 10 years, so I gotta let it go, but, like, that really sucks.
It is strange that they just almost never gave her a chance. Like, they signed her, and they've kept her, and it's always been like, well, we really like it. It's like, fuck me, you like her? I thought that you barely tolerated her the way that you book her. Like sometimes
maybe they looked at her like an on-screen Sarah Amato. Like, okay, we'll use you, or like how they used Cassius Ohno. Whereas like we'll use you, but like only when we wanted people to win matches that you can make look better.
We're invested in you, but not as a star. We're invested in you as a great utility player that we can utilize when we see that you could be a beneficial spot in this thing and that thing. But we never really she never won the NXT Women's Championship. She never won. She won
the NXT Women's Tag Titles with Indy.
That was that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's the only gold that she's won in WWE.
Other than that, her biggest spot on the main roster was she got to team with Nia against Trish and Tiffany.
She's a former Speed champion as well. She was the first women's Speed champion.
That is correct. She was the first Speed champion.
Yeah, Speed. Which, doesn't count, really, for the most part. That nobody in WWE is Chad Gable wins that Intercontinental title at SummerSlam and has his... Moment and its special dedicated 20-minute long documentary about him. And then it's like nobody's going like, I won that speed title finally. You know?
Well, I mean, that speed title's still alive, and the NXT Women's title isn't, so tag title isn't. So maybe it does mean more than the women's tag titles that she won.
I actually like it better now as like an enhancement on NXT, as opposed to the weird thing it started as.
Yeah, me too. It's kind of like filling the spot of a cruiserweight thing a little bit. Like it's a tertiary belt in some ways. But like they clearly have some people that they are invested in. Like they like Fatal Influence, but they're keeping it a little slow for them. They're not going to like push them to the moon straight to immediately Jace Jane wins the title. But they've been on the roster for how long, and they've won the tag titles. So it's like they're working their way up there. They're building some heat there. Tatum, I don't know. It's been one crossbody, and that's it. That's all we've seen. A little bit weird that she's on SmackDown and kind of
with Lyra,
like, with Alexa and with Charlotte instead of Lyra. Yeah, it's a little strange.
Well, because Lyra's heel now, so they can't. If they're going to keep taking babyface, they've got to keep her away from Lyra for the time being.
She could have been a heel because she could have been Lyra's psycho heel friend, but like, like I was telling Tony when she debuted, I get the vibe now that they try as best as possible to keep NXT. NXT's its own universe. You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to say, well, Femi lost to Tony D'Angelo. No, he didn't. Like, you know what I mean? Well, that never happened.
I agree with that, but I also feel like NXT's proven that Tatum only really works as a babyface.
That is true. That's why I'm okay with it. I like the idea of her and Bliss being a tag team. They can do the doll gimmick. You know, how Tatum makes dolls of her friends and stuff. I like that.
Once they do the usual thing where they will keep people in NXT probably longer than they do because they want to test out whether you're better as a heel or babyface and give them different characters with that regard. And from what I recall, again, not actively watching NXT that much in the last few years anyway, but she never really seemed to have much character identity. She was just like a different flavour of crazy when she was a heel.
She got a lot better. I think she got a lot better. I think her character, unfortunately, in some ways, really took off when they fired Shotzi and Priscilla Kelly. Because after that, she started really connecting with the audience, and it worked better because of that. And I think she's developed better in the last couple of years to where, I can see her being a reliable character in this role as like a sidekick to Bliss and Charlotte.
She kind of like when she first came in, she was a part of the whole trying to join Diamond Mine. As a name
she was the most generic woman.
Yeah,
in terms of just presentation.
Just another girl. I
credit her for being able to grow out of that. You know, like. She really was just, I don't know, maybe I'll team with Ivy. You know, like.
The bland, like. Yeah, she had something to her, but it was like, okay, she's just another brunette on the roster. She's just another girl. And then they started to do more of the, I don't really have any friends, and I'm going to be more on like that gothy side of things, which, how many times did we have to do the, if you're not the Barbie doll, you're the chicks. Yeah, like it's the all chicks and the Barbies. Like it's just over and over and over again. But like I've got a group now. I finally have a group of friends that's going to stick around after a year or two of like I don't have any friends. And the Lyra story was part of the whole friend thing. Then they finally give her a bunch of friends, and then they fire all of them and her husband. And then it was like, okay, well, let's try to figure out something else to do. And that led to the Izzy Dame thing and all. That was probably the peak of where like the fandom was really hot behind her, was probably around that time frame with like the Izzy Dame stuff and her turning and becoming the champion for 2 weeks or whatever it was. But they've had a reset for Tatum. So like, right now, she would be a hot topic, but she just debuted on the main roster last week, so I'm like, all right, let's push her off to the side and not worry about her yet. they could keep pushing her. She could win a mid-card title in the next couple months, maybe, or something. I don't think she's winning the interim championship or something, but it's just, when you look at certain people and you're like, all right, Jade, they'll always figure out something to do something with her. Charlotte, perennial in the mix. Nia tends to stick around. They tend to do stuff with her, but wow, they really don't like Julia all that much, do they? And they fucking seem to hate Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace was like, we can't wait to have you on our roster. We really, really like you. We're going to push you so much. Oh, you signed that paper? Well, now we don't give a shit about you. And that's been a regular thing for her, literally her entire WWE career so far. They signed her, and immediately on NXT, it was like, yeah, now you're not going to win anything ever. And I don't get that, because if they would have capitalized on the heat that she had when she first was hanging around here, she was part of TNA and all, they could have gotten Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. They could have gotten Jordan Grace versus Bianca Belair, Jordan Grace versus Charlotte Flair. All of these could have been major selling points for the women's division. And in a time frame where we don't have Rhea Ripley, we don't have
Jordan Grace
champion
should be slotted right into that role. And there's nothing. This isn't like when Callum says that I ruined Deanna because I oversold Deanna to him. This is simply book Jordan Grace like the star that she is, because you need her right now. You need someone who can just carry a women's division, and she has experience doing that. And if I'm honest, it's not like the state of the current WWE women's division is leaps and bounds ahead of where TNA was when she was carrying TNA. Unfortunately, they've hit a hard reset, and that's where we're at. You need to push Jordan Grace right now because she can really come in handy.
How do you feel about this, Cal? I'm going to get your opinion about this, because you brought up a good point earlier about them feeling like certain people are in certain spots, and Dom is okay, well, we have our Miz type of guy. What do you think if we could hook them up to little lie detectors and whatever? If we said to them, don't you realize that SmackDown is in kind of shambles right now? Why wouldn't you push a Jordan Grace? What is it that you think that they would kind of respond with? Do you think the problem is that they don't think that she's got a marketable look, or that she's not good on the promos, or if Chelsea Green is she's great to put people over, but she's not the champion, why is Jordan Grace a person that you need to sign and then not even use? What's the benefit,
It's so hard to get into the mindset of people that just seemingly judge people based on a couple of incidents or a couple of things that they see or stuff that's happening behind the scenes that we have no information or privy to. I can't really explain why they wouldn't, because they seem to have so much fanfare behind Jordan Grace. Maybe it's I don't know. I'd say it's she's never been strongest on promos, but she's serviceable. There aren't many that are great on the promos on the women's side anyway, so I can't see that being a big issue. Maybe it's a look thing, because she doesn't. No, I'd say this a bit sore as well, because obviously I've been seeing this piece. She doesn't look the same that she did when she signed. She seems a bit more. She doesn't, because she went through a period of TNA, which I thought was unhealthy as well, where she was totally jacked and ripped all over the place, and that's kind of the look she kind of came in with when she first joined it, and now she doesn't look the same. So maybe it's an aesthetic thing. There's always an aesthetic bias with the women, more so than it comes to the men, and I feel like there must be some things that I wouldn't have an issue, or most rational minded people wouldn't have an issue with, that they clearly have an issue with, whether it's the look, whether it's the size, because she's very small. Maybe it's the lack of promo ability. Maybe it's the fact that she's got a deeper voice than a lot of women. I don't. No, you always have to look at this stuff because you hear stories about people with the women and stuff like that, about them talking about them being nitpicked for certain things. Maybe it's the fact that she doesn't have a particularly flashy wrestling style, because they do seem to train people in the women's division, especially in NXT, are very like gymnastics heavy, very high flying focused and all of that stuff. And she doesn't do that because she's like a powerhouse type wrestler. But then again, you have people. It's that weird juxtaposition where like she's positioned as like a powerhouse style wrestler, can throw anyone around, but then she's not as big as Nia Jax and Lash Legend, and so they're the powerhouses. And so what do you do with Jordynne Grace? She's too small to be a powerhouse, but she doesn't flip around. So what do we do with a Jordynne Grace?
So she's kind of in that spot of like a Big E, where it was like Big E's definitely a big dude, but if he was a couple inches taller, man, he'd be the world champion a bunch of times.
Well, maybe like an Otis or something like that. I mean, Otis is obviously more head towards a comedic role, but it's a case of, I almost feel like they signed Jordynne Grace because they saw the buzz and they obviously knew that she was a good wrestler. I don't think they question that. But now they finally have her, I don't think they have an idea about what niche she should have, or where to. I mean, I think they've understood where to position her now, which is essentially she's just there when we need her, like Meechin was before she got involved with this baddie stuff. That's like Meechin is just someone they can slot in whenever they want to. But yeah, I'd say that when I look at just the overall women's division, I mean, it's the same issue with the men's one. That, I mean, you mentioned it right at the top of it. There's a bunch of women, like probably a collection of like half a dozen or so across both Raw and SmackDown, who they care about and who they see value in. And then that's your Becky Lynch's, that's your Rhea Ripley's, Liv Morgan's, Stephanie Vicaire.
Oh, that goes to little Jimmy.
Wait, what's going on?
I'm getting a hand from LegalZoom for our will.
Let's just have AI do it.
And who's going to double check the AI? More AI? Need a lawyer to look at it to get a will that works for us.
If AI can map the human genome, I think it can write a will.
This is missing your 401k and life insurance. It needs a lot of work.
See?
For an affordable, attorney-backed will or trust, visit LegalZoom.
What do we love to celebrate? Viral videos.
Luckily, no one saw that.
No.
What the?
And I'd say Jade Cargill. I wouldn't even say. I'd say Charlotte is almost out of that loop now, and I think that's Charlotte's choice, not the company's choice. I get the feeling
decided that she had more fun doing the stuff with Alexa and was like,
yeah, I was thinking with Rhea. Rhea was talking
the company on my shoulders type.
Yeah, I think Rhea. I mean, she talks about it, I think she was having more fun just tagging with Io than she is being the center point of the division. She'll do it because she's a company, like she likes having like the being considered like worthwhile and important, but like she probably would have rather just been keeping tagging with Io through the WrestleMania season rather than fighting for the world title. And that's maybe the thing, is just you pigeonhole these people right at the very top, and then there's just a layer below them that just can't level themselves up. Like, maybe they do stuff with like Nia Jax, they've done stuff with like Tiffany Stratton, who's probably more of a preoccupied person. They've given Chelsea Green the women's title, but that's probably just more of a there's nothing else really going on. Like, we've lost the person we actually want as champion. Let's just throw her a bone and see what she does with it. And there are definitely other people on the roster that they could be doing more with, or at least elevating more. I think that they're doing the right stuff with Fatal Influence, and they'll probably end up fine. But then again, if you're just building like this whole rivalry now around Nikki Bella versus Paige in the year of our Lord 2026, like, what chance does any like newcomer woman have to really ascend the ranks if that's all you're going to care about is just rehashing a feud which hit its peak in 2015 at WrestleMania 31? So, what I say, I can't. I mean, we get into the overall crux of the discussion, which is like who's hot and who's cold right now. But I can't realistically pinpoint anyone who's particularly hot right now in the women's division. I mean, yes, you can technically say Chelsea Green because they just gave her the women's title. And when I say hot right now, it's like a case of who's actually catching fire and building momentum, because all the other people who are at the top of the women's division are people who have been on top of the women's division for years now. Like, it's Rhea, it's Liv, it's Becky, it's like, I wouldn't say Lyra is particularly hot, even though she's changed her character and become a heel, because they ended the Bayley feud and then she's kind of just doing nothing now. And so it's hard to see any kind of real upward momentum of anyone in the women's division pinpoint and just say, yes, you're definitely rising the ranks right now. Because even if Chelsea's become champion, it's like a case of, I don't feel that's an ascension for her. It's more of a case of, we got stuck in a really shitty situation. Just, okay, you do this and be funny for a little while. And then she did a really funny thing and got injured.
Yeah, they do tend to do that. Like, sometimes somebody gets a belt not because they want to start pushing them towards the moon, but sometimes they give them a belt because they're like, I don't know, it's fucking Thursday. What do we figure it out? Let's just do something for the sake of it. And
that's the thing. Like, if we
sometimes they get bored, so they just do something different just for the sake of their own boredom. You know?
Yeah, let's take an analogy like we spoke about earlier about like, who would you be buying stocks in based on like who's a hot commodity right now? Who's someone that you'd actually be investing in and say, this is someone who I feel like is going to be like one of the pillars and defining feature of this division and of WWE for years moving forward. Like, I'd be hard pressed to choose anyone in the women's division who isn't already in that role.
As far as like building somebody to be like the next, like we had our 4 horsewomen. And like that's an era that has already passed by. Bayley's out of the fucking company. Like, she's gone. Sasha's been gone. Becky is, a top person in there, but like she's been the top person for 10 years. So it's like, not at all. More than that at this point. So, that's nothing super duper crazy. And Charlotte and all. Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Bianca's been MIA for her hand injury and then now pregnancy. So there's a window of like a 3-year type of time frame for Bianca of like not continuing that. But she had already won pretty much everything. She had already done like everything. She, records in Royal Rumble stuff, WrestleMania wins, all that. There's that era of Bianca and Rhea. And then, like who is the go-to right now? Because they could be building up somebody like a JC. They could be building up a Blake Monroe. They could be building a Roxanne, but they seem very hesitant to want to actually put them in that spot again. And that could kind of go back into the what we were talking about with the men's. Like, they could be looking at this as like, we don't know how much longer we've got Punk. If we don't use Punk in the main event as much as we possibly can to get the last couple of years out of him, we're going to be regretting it. But at some point you have to use, well, then why can't Punk go up against the new guys and then have him put them over so that way when he does leave, maybe that step is like we bridged the gap a little bit, as opposed to, do we really need Paige to feud with the Bellas right now? Can't Paige be feuding with somebody else? And can't the Bellas be feuding with somebody else? Do they need to do a story of the people from the Divas division against each other as one of the focal points? I would have rather have seen, instead of the Bellas turning on Paige, and then of course the injury is another fucking thing, but like, I would have rather have seen the Bellas up against Tiffany and Chelsea than up against Paige and somebody else. And I don't really necessarily care to see Paige against anybody to be like, wow, I'm excited about this Paige and Julia feud or something, but like, if I'm given the option of a Paige versus Nikki Bella match in 2026 or Paige against Bliss, at least they didn't really interact with each other. Maybe Paige can do something with Kiana James, who's just sitting around and doing nothing. Maybe there's a feud there,
I'm proud to work for United Healthcare because you get to help people. We'll get this figured out for you, okay? I know how much I love my family. I know that person on the other end of the phone call has that same feeling that I have. They know on the other end of that phone, I honestly care. My infamous line when I hang up is, save my number and call me, and I'm more than happy to help. My name is Javis, and I'm committed to care.
When you shop at Ashley, your furniture evolves with your home over time. With a wide selection of modular sectionals, you can rearrange as your family grows. Plus, Ashley's stain-resistant fabric options will keep it looking brand new. Shop modular sectionals at Ashley, in-store or online today.
It comes to the question of, like, with this situation where you have Rhea's now out injured, Becky's been in and out for the entire year, since she lost the IC title to Sol Ruka, she's been away for a while. Stephanie Kerr was out for a while, she's obviously just come back now. And Bianca's been away for ages. Charlotte seemingly doesn't want to or isn't too interested in being involved in the main event division right now. Yeah, and you've got a lot of the people that would perennially be the top stars, either for whatever reason just not being around as much, or not as considered a focal point of the top division now. And if now at this particular moment in time, with all those people out of the picture, if you're not going to push more women or push different women to the top, when are you going to do it?
Once they're gone, probably, right? And then you're going to have to hit the reset button and be like, shit, we lost like 6 people, and then we're going to... These people are the most important. Everybody should care about them as if we pushed them. And then...
But a lot of them aren't like the same age. A lot of them are similar ages, though. It's not like Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan are miles older than your JC James and Tatum Paxley's and Lola Vices. They're all pretty much like, in their mid to late 20s, maybe early 30s. It's like, yeah, with people like Becky and Charlotte, there's a bit more of an age gap, but a lot of them are all in the same sort of area. And so, like, you just have to wonder, is it just a case of they've handpicked certain women that they just feel, and for the men as well, they just handpicked certain men and women they just feel like these have to be the main event people. These are the only people that we really see being top stars going forward. And the rest of them are just all a bit of a hiding to nothing. Like, because the only way you become, and it's been proven over and over again, like the only way you become a top star in WWE is by going to AEW and then coming back.
But not
that's
for
the
everybody.
only reliable...
Or you got a catchphrase and an arm movement, and now you have a hot entrance. But like that's literally it. That's the only thing they're pushing right now, and it's tough to say where they're even going to go, because the only reason they're even pushing Oba or started talking about Oba or Braun is because, oh shit, I think we finally tapped out with the Lesnar well. I think we might not actually get more than one match ever again out of that. I guess we got to push somebody new.
The 11th hour. Fuck. Okay. We can't linger on this and hope that we can do another 8-year fucking feud with Roman Reigns before we can have him beat Brock or whatever. And
I mean, you do get some people that are like somewhat undeniable, like an Overfemi come through. I'm not saying like the only way of doing it, but you do look at like WWE's like main event level scene right now, or both from the men and the women's side, and not so much on the women's, but Jade Cargill comes in and she's immediately in a main event level, or at least like a high priority spot because of what she did in AEW. Could Cody ever become world champion if he never went to AEW? Probably not.
Most likely not.
And then, like, CM Punk had his period over there as well, but, like, I know that's, like... But at least that was kind of more just for him to get an entry back into WWE. I'm sure he would have been pushed highly if he just went straight back to WWE anyway, but it is more of a case of there doesn't seem to be an urgency or a massive investment to really establish on and say, yes, we are really going for this one person. It's more of a case of like they're just giving everyone a certain amount of TV time, a certain amount of things to do, and just going 50-50 with a lot of them up until the point where eventually the ones that stick around will have to get pushed because other people will retire or leave or just won't be able to be around as often or do things as often. So eventually, you know, in maybe 2029, 2030, eventually Javon Evans will probably be doing main event work because he'll have to, because there won't be anyone else around to do it.
They'll be like, this veteran.
Yeah, they're being very.
Look, that's optimistic.
Yeah, well, it's like they're being reactive rather than proactive with a lot of these things. The Chelsea Green thing is a total reactive thing. It wasn't proactive. It wasn't ordained, or it wasn't like, oh, we really want to get behind Chelsea Green. No, she was just Tiffany Stratton's sidekick, and then she just was given the world title because Rhea Ripley got injured. There was no effort there. There was no push. There was no, graded step-by-step thing. I mean, the only graded step-by-step thing I guess they did with that is that she went on Unreal and talked about how she never gets pushed. It's like that was her push.
How she never gets pushed, or was it the fact that
Get different channel lineups for every TV lover in your household in one place. Keep everyone happy with up to 6 accounts. YouTube TV. Try it free. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
they were talking about her and somebody made the comment of, she's not at that level. Oh, okay, let's put her at that level.
It was the fans reacting to a comment from Michael Hayes rather than a story on
which is so
there. But then it became a story on there because between seasons, then it was like, oh, that's a talking point. Let's try to make a story out of that. And then,
and by the way,
it's very like, did they just give her this belt because they thought it would make a good documentary thing for the next season of Unreal? Is that their only justification behind this, or did they actually kind of maybe go, oh, you know what, if the fans care about her, let's put the belt on her? Is it just because they thought that they could get an extra couple episodes out of Unreal?
Look at how they put the belt on her. I've never seen a more telegraphed finish to a ladder match in my life. She's making her entrance and Michael Cole goes, her parents are here, and she invited 8 other people from Canada who couldn't make it because of the airport issues. And you just go, well, I guess she's winning. And then they do this silly spot with her where she's not knocked off the ladder, but her feet are just dangling there. And again, Michael Cole completely telegraphing in a commentary, oh, everyone's out. Wait a minute. Chelsea's, it was like the worst kind of predetermined thing where it just felt so inauthentic. You know?
Because the bigger question is, like, what would Chelsea Green have been doing if Rhea Ripley didn't get injured?
You got to assume she would be...
Yeah, would she have been on SummerSlam?
Right. They wouldn't have had a multi-woman ladder match. They would have had Rhea Ripley against somebody. It would have just been that. And then she would be either fighting for the tag team titles with Tiffany, or she would be with Tiffany feuding with somebody like, say... SmackDown on this episode coming up is going to be JC Jane against Tiffany Stratton for the Women's United States title. So you would assume if a scenario like that would play out, it would be like, oh, Chelsea's ringside to support Tiffany, and then Blake Monroe or JC Jane, whoever she's feuding up against, can beat Chelsea before fighting Tiffany for the belt. Like, she'd be supporting Tiffany rather than actually being like the focal point, which would be the role that she's effectively been in, like, for the most of the time. Like, if Rhea Ripley wasn't injured, she wouldn't be holding even the United States title right now. I don't even think she'd be holding the tag titles. I don't say that as like a criticism for Chelsea Green. I like Chelsea a lot. I kind of hope that this orbital bone thing doesn't stop her from actually having like a run. I want her to have like an official run with the belt, that kind of thing. Like I want her to prove that she should be in that spot, and I feel bad that like her career, every single fucking chance she gets, some kind of injury happens or something. So I'm not criticizing Chelsea and putting her in that role, but I think that they would put her in that role, kind of the way that like if they need to crown a new champion and they have to do another interim thing, like they're not going to give that belt to Michin. They're just not. You know, like I like Michin, but they're not going to give her that belt over somebody else. They'll default back to Jade. They'll default back to Charlotte. They'll give it to Naya before they would give it to Michin. They'll double up Tiffany Stratton's a two, both champions thing. That's not going to be a random. Now we'll push Candice. Or, hey, you know what? It's been a while. Let's put that belt on Jordan Grace. Which sucks. They really, really need a fucking roster draft. They need to switch these people up around so badly. But
they really do.
NXT's this whole different animal and stuff. Certain people are, Nikita Lyons is doing more than she ever did before or whatever. It's not to get super invested into that, but generally speaking, I think that we're in a time frame where like, there's that post SummerSlam lull. I think it's going to be rough this year. Like, they've got some good stuff going on now. I like the championship men's scene on SmackDown, having a lot of people involved and doing that whole thing. But I can already start to feel a little bit of that, like, can we just get to January? And then once we just get to January, well, then we can kill time for 3 months until Mania. I kind of feel like they've checked out a little bit.
See, I think they made their road to Mania a little smoother, actually, by going, okay, if we do Money in the Bank in October, we can jump straight from that to War Games, and jump straight from that to, we'll take all December on this John Cena thing, and then it'll just be January. So I think they made their path a little easier, but I don't know if that means it's going to be easier to watch.
What is this whole John Cena thing going to be again? Did they even clarify anything of that yet? Because that's supposed to be a breakout type thing, right?
It's supposed to be some kind of event where it's, showcasing younger talent of NXT against the stars of today, and then the fans will vote on the winner. I knew it was going to be in December for a while, but like, again, watching that Unreal episode where John's like, no, man, why would I have my last match at WrestleMania when December's like the worst time for the company, so I can give back to the company by giving them something special in December. I was like, okay, so John Cena Classic is every December now.
Is it supposed to be NXT versus WWE main roster? I've completely lost track of it at this point.
I don't know how much of the rules were formatted. It's just expect to see younger people against older stars.
Over the last year, I've spent 1,000 hours building the ultimate twin-turboed, four-wheel drive, drag-and drive Silverado, and we are so extremely close to driving it for the very first time. But before we get there, you've guessed it, we got some more welding to do.
And we've got a new system from Jackery that's going to help us out with our drag and drive build.
Did you know there's a way to cut your dishwashing time by 50%? Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. It removes 99% of grease and grime in half the time. Dawn Power Wash has 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps that remove food and grease 5 times faster. And because it cleans so well, you can replace multiple cleaning products for counters, stoves, and even laundry stains. Try Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. Brand power helping you buy better. Extend summer fun at Toyota's National Sales Event with a new Camry, RAV4, Grand Highlander, VC Tundra, CHR 12 Hybrid, or
get a 26 Camry with 5.49 APR financing or lease Camry for $339 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Now, Chris, your map has you going straight up ahead, but I take a right.
Ooh, ride shares.
You're going to go straight about 1.5 miles, otherwise you're going to have to turn left. How about you drive? You're right.
As we mentioned, we are back in the city, beautiful home of the WWE Performance Center. So while we're in Orlando tonight, Greg, let's go back to last week. Las Vegas, the home site of WrestleMania 3. Women's tag team titles on the line. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, a dominant performance. Strong effort by Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley, but Oblivion would seal the deal and championship retention for the women's tag team champions.
You guys were so close to being the winner. How much blood into the knockouts test have you weren't even
Zach's got you a matchup in Soul Lucha.
Don't do that. They're not losers.
Sorry, ladies. Anyways, look, I just want you to get ready. Hello?
Yeah, no, I heard you. Have your match with Soul. When?
Tonight.
Tonight? I'm not ready.
What you mean you're not ready? Girl, you better get ready. And after you are ready, we have a title match. Come on, let's go. Looks like we got Carmen and Soul coming up later tonight on NXT. Championship matches live tonight. Scheduled for one fall is for the NXT North American Championship. Introducing first, from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 225 pounds, Lexis King. NXT on the CW is presented by Progressive. Save when you bundle auto, home, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. This, of course, could have been title versus cup, but, well, King didn't hold up his end of the bargain. Congratulations to the new Heritage Cup champion once again, Noam Dar. This is the revolution. But tonight, the revolution has returned to Orlando. And his opponent from New Orleans, Louisiana, weighing in at 200 pounds. He is the NXT North American Champion, Ricky Singh. And of course, guys, he's coming off that victory and Stand and Deliver Graves. He set the tone. Ricky Singh set the tone for WrestleMania weekend. Stand and Deliver, an absolutely incredible event, more than lived up to the hype, but everyone in the wing is still buzzing about the revolution. Ricky Singh, the North American champion. Everyone, that is, except Lexis King. Yeah, he did say so. The North American and still North American champion. Oh, yeah, guys, and King.
This man probably on that cold cement and showed it what NXT is all about. Like everything, you got to eat up.
Well, it's the first time these two have gone one-on-one, and you can see already the animosity between the two. And Booker, I think it's safe to say, Saints had a better time in Vegas than Lexis King. And it
gets loud, the road cries. Thunderer tires deliver reliability, durability, and room to breathe. Explore more, spend less, find what matters most. No screens, no scroll, just trail, tread, nothing else. Thunderer tires.
You're done mopping, and you might think your floors are clean. But not from where we're standing. Try the new Swiffer Power Mop. For a deeper clean, you can see and feel. Wow, you really stepped up your cleaning. New micro scrubbers clean 5 times deeper than spin mops, even in grout lines. Keeping more dirt and grime off your socks and hard to reach places, so stuff stays trapped here. And not down here. Ooh, I feel this clean in my soul. Try the new Swiffer Power Mop for a right sock clean.
We'll have a shredded pepperoni and toasted cheese.
Swiffer on greases for Little Caesars, finally Eli's spine.
Pepperoni pizza for $8.99. She's Spider-Man's random day. Pizza. Spicy cheese.
Twice yearly PrEP is here. One office visit every 6 months. 2 times a year for HIV prevention. That's one tube PrEP. That's Yes2Go. Yes2Go is an injectable prescription medicine that helps to protect against HIV through sex. One office visit every 6 months. One during your winter glam, and one during your summer glow. One during your winter time, and one during your summer shine. You must be HIV negative to receive Yes2Go and get tested for HIV before each injection. If you think you are exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your healthcare provider right away. HIV testing may be needed. Yes2Go does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections. Practice safer sex and get Yes2Go as scheduled. Missing doses increases your chance of getting HIV. Tell your provider about your medical conditions if you are pregnant or plan to be, and all the medicines and supplements you take, as Yes2Go may affect some medicines. The most common side effects are injection site reactions, headache, and nausea. Rare serious injection site reactions can occur, so tell your provider about any side effects. 99.9% of people stay HIV negative. Ask a healthcare provider if Yes2Go is right for you.
I don't know why I was so nervous about this. My skin is so soft and so smooth. This blastering glow feels unreal. I feel like I look 5 years younger now. The laser weight nurses are amazing. Best decision ever.
North American title is on the line. Champion Ricky Saints in the ring. Get back into the match. But he was on top of King. They both had the same mindset, but too much. Both had simultaneously attempted and succeeded cross bodies.
I can tell you guys from experience right there, that knocked all the men out of Ricky Saints when checking out the earlier tomorrow. Man, car crash.
Who will be the North American champion when NXT heads to Tampa Battleground Memorial Day weekend? It's a Tampa takeover for the WWE, and Lexis King right now going high risk. It didn't pay off last week, but this week could certainly do for it. Wait, 4 time? What do you mean 4 time? You're the first
I said 4 times. 4 times. That's what I said.
4 times?
I said 4 times.
I think you need to watch what you said there, but big swan time off the top for King. King right now.
Did you see the velocity?
I saw the impact there, Booker. Knee to the gut. Covered another near fall.
Don't waste any time, T. Don't waste your time. Press the button. Press the button, man.
Saints has shown you the heart of a champion. King, who's gotten himself in trouble first with Penn and Teller, then with Noam Dar. Can he put it away tonight? Put gold around his waist. And this is the super kick. Coming right back in. Our same mindset, but it's Ricky Saints who comes out on top. Whoa! Big time slam on a North American champion. Saints is feeling it. It was almost as if he took King's own momentum with him on that last maneuver. Being able to use your opponent's momentum against them. And look at this tornado DDT, but King flies on the back. And face first goes Saints. King from behind, shoulders down.
Man.
Another near.
I mean, if T could have got that toe on that bottom, bro, this match will be over.
I would have cheated. What do you mean?
You're talking about the bottom. You're talking about, man, I'm talking about any means necessary, man. You're talking
Well, I'm talking about Ricky Saints. Got caught. Super kick under the jaw. Champions rocked. Looking for the coronation now. His king.
Rock above me.
Countered though by Saints. Saints again. This time Gray got that tornado DDT. Spike King. This could be the beginning of the end for Lexus.
No way he can do this.
Trying to hoist up King.
No way.
Whoa. Sham. Boom. Saints into the cover. And the
away from becoming the Women's North American champion at Stand and Deliver. It hurts to lose, I know. But you can't let your failures define you. Let your failures teach you. If you fear failure, you're simply putting limitations on your life. I'm going to be honest with you, Izzy. This NXT Women's roster is deep and rich with talent. So I need you to focus on how you're going to stand out from the pack. And I need you to take, and I need you to rip that spotlight from somebody and put it exactly where it belongs. On yourself. Gentlemen, Hank and Tank are the new NXT Tag Team Champions. So how do we build a stronger bond? How do we become a more cohesive unit in that ring? Well, we go deeper than the surface now. And if we do that, we'll find the results that we seek. As always, I'm here for you all. So I want you to rise up and seize control.
We did this earlier, but we want to go back to Las Vegas. It was Stand and Deliver. It was Dark State versus the D'Angelos, and I still haven't collected the right words after what we just witnessed. Here's what happened. The underboss stabbing the Don and his family in the back. Tony confronts Stacks next on NXT.
The next level of action.
Where's the title?
Keeps evolving. Tomorrow.
Young Harper Harlan Lewis together. Taking on Brad Baylor, Ricky Spokes, Swipe Right, one of the most formidable tag teams in the Indies today. You don't want to miss that match.
WWE Evolve. Tomorrow, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. When the world gets loud, the road calls. Thunderer tires deliver reliability, durability, and room to breathe. Explore more. Spend less. Find what matters most. No screens, no scroll. Just trail, tread, fast. Thunderer tires.
We'll have a shredded pepperoni and toasted cheese.
I'm glad we could all play today.
They say tennis is great for remembering you can customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual.
Do they, Doug?
Well, I say it. Limu, ball me. Limu, ball me again?
My bad.
Only pay for what you need.
You've tried the usual beach trip. Now try the coast families wish they had found sooner. Visit North Carolina's Crystal Coast for your next family getaway.
When I was first starting menopause, I was having a lot of issues, and I was really concerned. At the end, they listen and they understand. We have the discussions, and we are trying to find what's most comfortable for me. Everybody's different. Everybody's body's different. We're all in different phases, and they address it according to whatever your specific needs are. You just have to pivot and go into the next chapter of your life. I just really like feeling like I'm among people that I'm comfortable with. Athena definitely helps me get there. It helps me be my best self.
Every family has their beach, or at least the one they think is their beach. Simply find North Carolina's Crystal Coast, and one trip turns into a brand new family tradition.
I don't know why I was so nervous about this. My skin is so soft and so smooth.
This lasting glow feels unreal.
I feel like I look
5 years younger now.
The laser ray nurses are amazing. Best decision ever.
Eastern, 5.
WWE is coming to LA on Saturday, June betrayal is something that everybody can relate to. And everybody's been asking me, do you expect this to happen? Do you expect this to happen and stand and deliver? And honestly, no, I didn't. Now I expected me and Stax to have a conversation man to man, but never this. Now Stax, he's always been so passionate. And when things started turning sideways, I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt. And it made me think about when we were kids. Stax would pop off on somebody bigger than him. What I do? I stepped in and I handled it. And it didn't matter if it was on the schoolyard, it didn't matter if it was in the streets. I always had his back because that's what loyalty is all about. Now Stax, he's always had his eyes on the big seat. He always wanted to lead the family.
Champions.